I'm finally finishing this. My double feature on Tangled and Megamind. Basically, remember how I said Tangled, in my opinion, pretty much got the score I gave it, whereas Megamind was a bit of a different story? Yeah. When I saw the trailers for it, you know, they mentioned Will Ferrell and the fact that it was going to be in 3D. I pretty much like Tangled. Due to both of those elements, I thought this movie was going to suck because when it came to the trailers for some of Will Ferrell's other movies like Talladega Nights, or Blades of Glory, and I think even Lost World, or Lost Island, or whatever the heck that movie was. The trailers didn't exactly make me laugh. Oh yeah, and there's also Step Brothers. Okay, that one kinda got a chuckle out of me. Well, at least the trailer did. Never actually saw the film. So, yeah, I was under the impression that he wasn't going to make me laugh all that much. So, given the opportunity to actually get out and go see some movies, I decided to make this one another target. To see if it really was as bad as I thought it was going to be. And, what's a good analogy for being proven wrong? Oh, hell. I'll just straight up say it. I was proven wrong. Yeah, the humor was a bit of a hit and miss for me, but the overall execution and plot was just awesome. And, another thing. The Nostalgia Chick brought this up in her video concerning the duel between Disney and DreamWorks, and how in terms of at least How to Train Your Dragon, which I haven't seen yet, but I want to. I'll get it now that it's out on DVD. And Megamind, there are no pop culture references. And the same thing goes for Tangled. And I had to think back to viewing both movies only to think, she's right. There are no pop culture references in these movies. Holy crap! Huzzah! But anyway, back on point. Basically, when I went into the theater with my 3D glasses, which I knew wasn't going to work, huzzah, hooray, I sat there thinking, alright, I know what the story's going to be about. I know exactly what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, so let's just get this over with so I can walk out here unamused. And, basically, stop me if you've heard of this one before. An alien baby is sent soaring through the stars from his doomed home planet to accidentally crash on Earth and become its hero. Well, as you pretty much already guessed, that's Metro Man's story and not Megamind's. No, Megamind crash lands into a prison. Now, I understand this is a kid's film, but okay. I know, I'm not using the script again. Basically because improving is a bit more fun, especially in moments like this. But, in actuality, I wanted to come on here and say villains are made, not born. They usually make that choice to become villains. And no matter how I slice it, no matter how I look at it, that's what Megamind did. Yeah, he was raised by prisoners. He was raised by crooks to think that cops were bad and crooks were good. But still, at the end of the day, he made that choice to become a villain because he thought that was his destiny. That's pretty much the first 5 or 10 minutes of the movie. Which, I'll admit, got me sucked in. It got me rooting for the bad guy for once in my life. I mean, yeah, I normally like bad guys, but I don't root for them. I usually root for the good guy to win because the bad guy is so wickedly evil and so well written. But, for once, had me rooting for the bad guy. or whom I thought was going to be the bad guy in this movie. Then the next thing we know, Metro Man's getting a monument built to him, a museum built in his honor. And, you know, he kind of comes off as this cocky little twit in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, so you pretty much think all the power is going to go to his head, and he's going to be turned into a bad guy, right? Wrong! Wrong, wrong, wrong! That's why I thought they were going with this movie. But they didn't. Okay, here's how it went down, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, and yeah, spoiler alert. Not gonna spoil everything, but spoiler alert. The supposed crush of Metro Man, a news reporter named Roxanne, gets kidnapped again. You know, the whole Superman Lois Lane thing. It's a comedy. They're making fun of this crap. It's a comedy. They're making fun of this crap. She gets kidnapped for like what, the billionth time. As Megamind tricks Metro Man into going into an abandoned observatory so he can blow him up with a gun powered by the harmful rays of the sun. So, Megamind attempts to escape so he can find Megamind and defeat him once again. And then he starts saying that copper is his one weakness. And of course I'm sitting there thinking, bullcrap. Bull-funking crap. If that was your real weakness, trust me, Megamind would have known that. Why? You're arch enemies. You're like the Lex Luthor and Superman of this movie. You're like the Batman and the Joker. You know each other inside and out. You know each other so well that if you were trying to kill each other, you'd be the best of pals. That's how well you know each other. I refuse to believe this. The beam comes down, blows up the observatory, and of course I'm sitting there thinking, well, of course he survived it. He has to. He's this movie's Superman, and out flies the skeleton of Metro Man, landing right in front of, smack dab in front of Megamind, at which point I think, holy yeah. Snitch! You just kill off the hero of the story. Alright. Fine. I'm at your mercy, movie. Do your worst. Because, pretty much like everyone else who saw the movie, even blow himself up, dude, I didn't see that coming. So, for like the next few minutes of the movie, I'm in shock that they killed off Metro Man. Just shocked. Everything else going downhill. Megamind taking over Metro City. He gaining all the money from the banks. It's like, still caught up in the shock. Not focused on, you know, the predictability of the movie. Still shocked that they threw me for that one loop that I didn't see coming. And, as everything started, as I slowly started recovering from the sheer shock of what just happened, I kept watching it thinking, oh, okay, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's going on next, because I've seen in the animated movie feature Superman Doomsday, and then there's that one episode of Dexter's Lab where Dexter fires Dee Dee from being his annoying little sister, or annoying older sister, who constantly, he disrupts his work in the lab. He's going to enjoy himself for the longest of time. Then he's going to get tired of not having an arch enemy to fight, and then he's going to create a clone. Well, he does create a clone, just not in the way I expected. He takes Metro Man's DNA, mixes it with some freaky stuff, and seeks to inject it into a host. Presumably, Roxanne's nerdy buddy, Bernard. But, doesn't, quite go that way. At which point, because after in the midst of doing that, I pretty much saw that he was going to inject it into what's his face, Lance or whatever. Because that pretty much seems to be what happens. If you're a bumbling super genius, you're going to wind up injecting your most prized experiment into a bumbling idiot that's worse than you.